who cares if you fail? Failure is a part of the journey. It is essential to becoming successful. You cannot become successful without failing. It's like saying that you would be able to publish a book the first try you reached out to a publisher. It would be like saying you can achieve a handstand the first time you try, that you're never gonna fall. That idea of perfection needs to go. It needs to get out of your mind. You need to lower your standards, leave the ego out the door. You have to humble yourself before you can finally realize where success truly lies. Failure, we need to stop. Everybody needs to stop being afraid of failing. Okay? Whether failing is doing a handstand, failing is getting rejected, failing is failing a test, failing can be so many different things. We need to stop being afraid of failure as humans in general, because failing, if we keep failing and we learn from our failures, then we can become better. The more we learn from our mistakes, the better we can become. And it's also good, it's also valuable to learn from our successes. You know, let's say you do pass a test, you do something well, try and do that again. You know, do what you did again. And whatever you want to do in life, go and strive for that. Fight for it, man. Fight for your dreams. You only have one life, so you might as well live the way you want to live. Following your dreams, not what your parents want you to do, not what society wants you to do, not what, you know, some random person on the freaking internet wants you to do. Do what you want to do. Become the person you want to become. Don't let anybody else's opinions derive you. No. It's a similar word. Don't let anyone else's opinions steer you off course from your own journey. Okay? If you want to become a professional football player, go do that. Fight for that dream. If you want to become a professional soccer player, go do that, bro. If you want to become a musician, a storyteller, an actor, anything, bro, anything you want to become, you can become, as long as you put in the work, okay? You can do it, man. But failure is a part of that process. You cannot win without failing. You're gonna fail so many more times than you win, and it's gonna suck. And it's gonna suck a lot, because you're gonna fail for a whole year straight before you even see any sort of light at the end of the tunnel. But as long as you keep failing, as long as you keep consistently failing, eventually you'll start consistently winning. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of life. It's all a time game. You're born as basically nobody. You know, for most people on the planet, you're born as a nobody. You have to work your way in this world. And obviously there's certain standards. There's like beauty standards. There's certain like charismatic levels, like the way you're kind of raised by your parents and how, you know, social you are and what you do in school, your grades and sports and economic class, all that stuff, of course. But in general, for most people, you're born as nobody and you gotta work your way, especially as a man. You gotta work your way, you gotta find your place in this world, and you gotta find out who you want to become. You gotta find out who you want to become and then become that person. And obviously things may change. You know, maybe in 5 years, I want to become a completely different person than I want to where I am right now in 5 years. And I probably will, you know, that's just how life works. Things change. You know, we change our minds every single day. Who's to say I'm not going to change my mind in 5 years, you know? Now, obviously, there's a difference between changing your mind on what you want to eat for lunch versus what you want to do with the rest of your life. So, you know, but yes, failure is a part of the journey. That is it for day. Holy crap, I do not know now because it's February. 31 days in January and it's the 3rd. Math. Bro, it's literally 31 plus 3. It's 34. Day 34 of uploading every single day in 2026. I hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget to follow your dreams. Bye.